everyone, welcome or welcome back to my channel. My name is Hannah if you're new here, and today is my birthday. Today I'm 31 and I'm really grateful to be alive. And on this special birthday I did a little book shopping. Shout out to my mom and my sister for giving me some birthday money, which I used to purchase these books. And we're just gonna do a little bitty baby birthday book haul. First, I'm really excited about this. I found this illustrated edition of The Hobbit. Look at how big it is. For $9. They're giving it away. And I just thought the illustrations were so cool, and so I really would like to reread The Hobbit and look at the illustrations. The illustrations were by Michael Haig. I'll show you one or two. Of course, there's the map. But like, look at this. Look at how cute that is. Isn't that so sweet? Anyway, I had to have it. I had to have it because it's so beautiful. So this will be very prominently featured on my shelf somewhere. Very quickly, I will talk about Vera Wong's Unsolicited Advice for Murderers. This is my last 5-star read, and I actually managed to find it at the bookstore for a reasonable price, the used bookstore. And this is a cozy murder mystery with a found family, and I absolutely love this one. This is a 5-star read, and I'm so happy to have this in my collection. I would highly recommend, even if you're not a mystery reader. I'm not a mystery reader. I don't read mysteries very often at all, but I adored Vera Wong. And I can't wait for the sequel. One of my childhood favorites that I read a lot as a kid was Fruits Basket. And back in the day, I used to own the entire series. It was like 24 or 26 volumes or something like that. And I eventually got rid of them because I didn't have enough shelf space growing up, and I regret that to this day. I really wish I had held on to those, but you know, 20 volumes of a manga series just takes up so much shelf space, and I didn't have the income and the house that I have now, my very own. So now I can finally like display more books. And so I'm slowly recollecting the individual volumes of Fruits Basket. So I already own 1 through 8, and I found volume 13 and 15 at Half Price Books. So eventually, slowly but surely, I'm hoping to find the rest of the collection, but I was able to find these two, and they're only $4.99. This was a favorite series of mine, and I really want to collect them all eventually again. Another favorite of mine is T. Kingfisher, and T. Kingfisher is both independently and traditionally published, and Sword Heart was originally indie published. And I read the indie pub version on audio, and then now it's been picked up and traditionally published with this absolutely stunning cover, and with these you know, beautiful teal sprayed edges in this beautiful hardcover, and they had it at Half Price Books, so of course I got it at a slight discount. I have a whole video up talking about T. Kingfisher, where to start with her. She primarily writes fantasy, but also horror and sort of fairy tale retellings, and this is kind of a fantasy romance, I would say, and I am obsessed with this cover and had to have it. And I didn't own the indie published version, so this was a great find for me personally. Check out that video if you want to know more about T. Kingfisher. Then we have Odd Spirits by S.T. Gibson. You cannot see this. I'm so sorry. Maybe I'll put a picture on top just so you can see, because this is so foiled. But this is Odd Spirits by S.T. Gibson. This is a prequel to her series that starts with Evocation. And so again, this one is another example of a book that was indie published, and then it was picked up traditionally and published with this like crazy foiled, you know, hardcover. And so I wanted to own a copy of this as well. I have not read this one, but Evocation is a dark academia urban fantasy that has to do with like magic and the occult and secret societies and haunting and ghosts and stuff like that. And this is the prequel to that. And so it's really short, and I have not read it yet, but I would like to get to this one sometime soon. And again, this cover is insane. I wish you could see it a little bit better on camera. But I'm doing my best to try and show you. But gorgeous, gorgeous cover. And again, I got it at a slight discount. The last book I got is actually a 3-in-1 of Elizabeth Moon's trilogy, The Deeds of Paxenarian. So the first book in this series is called The Sheep Farmer's Daughter. This is a classic epic fantasy series about a sheep farmer's daughter who becomes a warrior, a mercenary. I read Elizabeth Moon's sci-fi book, Remnant Population, and had an absolute blast. And so I really want to read more Elizabeth Moon, and was having a really hard time finding this, actually. Even The Sheep Farmer's Daughter on its own was quite challenging to find. But I'm glad I found the whole trilogy in this bind up of all three. And this is actually a prequel series to Elizabeth Moon's currently most recent series. So I definitely wanted to read the original trilogy before I read her spin-off. But also, can we appreciate this cover? I really love these kind of like 80s, 90s painted fantasy covers. They can be kind of corny, but I kind of think that's what makes them so charming to me. So these are the books I bought myself for my birthday with my birthday money. Shout out to my family for giving me some cash for books. And thank you so much for watching this little birthday book haul. Leave any birthday wishes in the comments down below. I would love to, hear from you. And I'm gonna go. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you in another video of mine very soon. Bye!